In a meeting that underscores Russia's enduring stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Russian President Vladimir Putin hosted Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Moscow.
I am very pleased to have the opportunity to meet with you today here in Moscow and talk about the entire complex of our relations, but also about the situation at the moment, as well as for the near future. You know that we have always advocated a peaceful settlement.
The discussions between the two leaders covered various topics, including bilateral relations, the volatile situation in the Middle East, and the ongoing war in Gaza. Putin voiced Russia's deep concern over the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Palestine, stating, "What is happening in the Middle East does not go unnoticed on our part."
Russia today, unfortunately, must defend its interests and defend its people with weapons in hand. But what is happening in the Middle East, what is happening in Palestine, of course, does not go unnoticed on our part. We have very long-standing, deep ties with the Arab world in general, with Palestine in particular, and we value this very much. And of course, we are watching with great pain and anxiety the humanitarian catastrophe that has unfolded in Palestine.
Putin also emphasized the necessity of implementing United Nations resolutions, particularly the establishment of a fully-fledged Palestinian state, to achieve long-term stability in the region.
Our position here is unchanged. It was formulated a long time ago and does not have any opportunistic character. We believe that in order to ensure long-term, reliable, stable peace in the region, it is necessary to implement all decisions of the United Nations and, above all, to create a fully-fledged Palestinian state.
Although the Kremlin maintains relations with both Israel and Palestine, experts suggest that Russia's actual influence over the conflict remains largely symbolic, such that Russia's support for Palestine is intertwined with its broader anti-Western stance, which also manifests in its criticism of Western countries' support for Israel. Meanwhile, Russia's relationship with Israel is steeped in history, marked by both cooperation and conflict. In the modern era, Russia has attempted to balance its support for Palestine with maintaining a cooperative relationship with Israel. Putin and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have publicly displayed a friendly rapport, though this relationship is complicated by Russia's involvement in Syria, where it collaborates with Hezbollah, a sworn enemy of Israel. The dynamics of Russia's Middle East policy are further complicated by its close alliance with Iran. In July, the assassination of Hamas's political chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran triggered promises of retaliation from Iran. Russia condemned the assassination, warning that it could undermine ceasefire negotiations and urging all parties to exercise restraint. This meeting, however, represents the ever-evolving dynamics between Russia, Israel, and Palestine, underscore the complexity of regional geopolitics, where historical ties, contemporary alliances, and ongoing conflicts all intertwine. While Russia's symbolic gestures and diplomatic maneuvers highlight its desire to play a role in the Middle East, its actual influence remains limited due to its own war with Ukraine.